Desert thunder shower. It doesn't take much rain to make some mud in the desert on the road. There's a tarantula going across the road. Look at that fat little horned-toed lizard. He looks like a mini dinosaur with all that armor. You can hardly see him. A little bit cooler back in here. Let's go see the light of day. Okay, Mr. Rattlesnake, I hope you're not in on the seat. This will give you an idea where we were. There's Lake Tahoe, and then here's Fallon, Nevada, to the east. And we were right up in this area, and the town of Wonder was located right about there. We were mostly in this area. This is a hand-drawn map of Mineral County. That's Hawthorne right there. We came up here in 361 past Gabbs and past Middlegate up here to Churchill County. The thing I want to show you here is, see this spur on the county? It comes out like that. It's the only county in the United States that has this big, huge spur like this coming up here. And we think it might be historically because the Broken Hills, which are right in here, they wanted to have a chunk of the action of the mining action years ago. So we've got this spur right here. So when we're driving through, you'll see the county signs change really quickly because this is a short distance right there. On this close-up, you can see where we were traveling north on 361, and we saw those migrating tarantulas across the desert. And there's Gabbs. Continued north to 361, and we passed through the Mineral County Spur, which is right here between Nye County and Churchill County, Nevada. And there's that Broken Hills mine I mentioned. And we continued north up here to the Middlegate Station, and then we went west, and we caught this 121, and it goes to the Dixie Valley. You'll notice that's the naval part of the Fallon Naval Air Station is a restricted area, so you have to be really careful. Don't go over any fences or anything like that. And then we broke off over here, and we took this Wonder Wash little road up there, and we were going to go to Wonder, but the road was washed out. We got up to about right here. We had to turn around, and we ended up spending a lot of time over here in Chalk Mountain. Today we're heading up north into Churchill County, and we're going just east of the Dixie Valley, which is highly used by the military, and we're going to be east of there up in the Wonder Wash, and we're going to the mining ghost town, what's left of it, big boom town from the early 1900s called Wonder. So we're going to the Wonder mine. We're heading north. We're just south of Gabbs, Nevada. Kelly, did you know that we're in a transitional subgroup?
No, what do you mean?
Well, we're anybody born between 1954 and 1965 is considered in Generation Jones. So we don't fall in to the baby boomers, and we don't fall into Generation X. We were too young to go to Vietnam. We were little kids when we saw people going to Vietnam.
Way too young for that.
Gabbs is known for its tarantulas. Oh, it sees me. We're heading through the little town of Gabbs, Nevada. Isn't there a sport team called the Tarantulas?
Yeah, I believe so.
Home of the Gabbs High Tarantulas. Here's an interesting spot around Highway 361. See the Mineral County line? That's where that spur is on the map. It's one of the few counties in the whole country that has that big spur like that. It's very unusual. Now we're already back in Churchill County. Dropping down into Middlegate in the distance, which is just adjacent to Highway US 50. This is the little cafe at Middlegate Junction, which is just south, immediately south of US Highway 50. It's a fun little spot to pull in. It's a place that has all the dollar bills hanging off the ceiling. And we're not gonna stop here today, but just go by it real quick. So that definitely was a little drive-by. And then here's the intersection for US Highway 50, America's most loneliest highway. We're gonna make a left up here. We're heading west towards Fallon, which is 47 miles from here. Reno's 107. Making this turn here to Dixie Valley. We just turned off US 50 and we're heading north up into the Dixie Valley area. But we're not going to go all the way up into Dixie Valley. We're going to break off of this. This is 121 North that goes through the Dixie Valley. You can hear the electricity humming in this modern power line right along the road here. And this reminds me that in years past, in the early 1900s, there was a line going from Bishop, California, all the way to Wonder. And it was the world's longest electrical transmission line in the world at the time. The mountain range on the right-hand side of the screen is called the Clan Alpine Mountains. And if you look to your left, there's a smaller range there, and that is the Louderback Mountains. And in between them is the Wonder Wash. The Wonder Wash falls along in between those two ranges for about 12 miles, and up in there at the end, about almost 6,000 feet, is the site of the boom town and mine site of Wonder, Nevada. This road goes north to the Dixie Valley. We're breaking off over here to the right and going up the Wonder Wash. The road's been washed out a little bit, so we're trying to be really careful. It's 12 miles, so we have to really watch it.
There's a spot up here that's washed out, and Doug's gonna go check it out. I don't know if we can get through this or not. We're kind of a little concerned, so we'll see how this goes.
This road's a little nerve-wracking, and we just started. This is about our first half mile. We've got at least 12 miles to go. Go to the left a little bit. There you go.
We've taken, or I've let Doug take over because I'm a little nervous driving on this.
That one section we just passed, I didn't think we were going to make it. That was tight.
Yeah, it was. So Douglas, what do you think of this road?
It's not too bad. You just got to keep on it and watch what you're doing, but I kind of find it relaxing myself.
Oh gosh. No way. Okay, on the video it doesn't look too bad, but this road is just a little bit too rough for my comfort. I mean, in some parts it's like, okay, well, this isn't so bad, but then there's some big ruts in here that made me a little nervous. But I wouldn't recommend taking, you know, like a sedan on here. No way.
Got to sneak through this like a cat.
Just a little bit of sneaking through it.
I'm going to check out this wash before we go across it. Looks like it's been washed out recently.
Well, he made it. Well, we've decided to turn around. The washout is just too bad up here, and we felt like we've pushed it as far as we can, so this is it. We're turning around.
Not bad.
Oh, gosh, that was a tough spot. I could breathe.
Well, we're coming back down from the Wonder Wash. Since the wash is washed out, let's go take a look at it over here. Here's the Wonder Wash. That's where the road was washed out, just around the bend there. Well, we'll see what else we can find out here for everybody. Some of the more prominent peaks. There's a salt flat in the distance. We're gonna scout around to this hill straight ahead, see what we can find up there. I saw some mines and some dump piles. We're looking at that hill from the side of the road. Do you see that? It looks like a dump pile from like tailings pile. Do you see that up there, Kelly?
Yeah, I do see it.
And there's a little dirt road on the side and to the right. But I see this about right in the center of the frame. I can't tell if that's just a pile or if that's a mine entrance, an old mine
It's hard
entrance.
to tell from here.
Well, let's find a good place for lunch and we can check that out after lunch. What do you think?
Okay.
That's the hill we're going to investigate after lunch. Just want to show everybody that no matter what direction we're looking at, it's pretty much wide open spaces. We're having our lunch in the middle of the road. We're pulled off a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of traffic on this road. There's Kelly. Got our lawn chair set up and we're tailgating it. Kelly, we found a great lunch spot. Not too much shade and no picnic table, but
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to be in anybody's way either.
yeah. What do we have today for lunch?
Well, today we're going to have some different kinds of meats and cheeses and some white bean buffalo dip and I've got some cookies.
Oh, the
here,
cookie
too.
clip. Here we go.
They're
Oh, look at
maple
these.
cookies.
Look at these. Man, what's the topping on there?
Yeah, it's a maple frosting.
Maple frosting. Look at those, everybody. Delicious. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
This is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it is.
It's quiet out here. It's been real nice temperatures too because it's only about low 80s in the day and 50s at night. Something like that. It's really nice.
It's been beautiful.
While we're sitting here eating our lunch upon the road here, it makes me think that almost to the day, because it was September 19th, 1906, which is 119 years ago, up the road there, about 10 miles from where we're at. We made it 6 miles up there, but we had another 6 miles to go. But well over $1 million in gold and silver came through this road from the Wonder Mine. And they had a stagecoach service that went to another mine that's south of here, the Fairview Mine District, and also Fallon. They had a regular stagecoach run that would come down this road, and they had 6 horses on those coaches, those big teams, and just all the people that lived up in there, and the Eastern financiers that made their fortunes by investing in that mine. It's just amazing. And now there's nobody that lives out here. There's just a few ranches and a few military installations, and that's super quiet. Really like those cloud formations. We'll have to try to get up to that mine another time up there, to the Wonder Mine in the little town of Wonder. But it's just amazing, the history on it. Murray Scott and William Mays, they started the Nevada Wonder Mine in 1906. And that's where they had the electric line going up there in those mountains all the way from Bishop. Like I said before, it was the longest electric line in the world at the time. And now this is one of the most remotest places around. That was interesting, seeing those big tarantulas migrating across the desert this time of year. And I noticed in my garden over the past few years, I've been getting a few of these, a lot more every year, these rufous hummingbirds. They're hummingbirds kind of like an orange color. And they're real interesting because they only come through Hawthorne when they're migrating. And they could be from as far north as Alaska, believe it or not. Those little guys go all the way to Alaska. They have a 2,000-mile migration, and they're a hummingbird that's found the farthest north. So they're up in Alaska and Canada, Washington, Idaho, etc. And so I'm not sure where they're from, but it was kind of neat to see those come through the garden, and glad to help them out. They said they're having a little bit of tough time in Mexico because of some of the pesticide spraying in Mexico, but I'm glad to help them out, and there's getting to be more every year. The hummingbirds are all in an uproar today because there's a rufous hummingbird that's come in from probably as far north as Alaska, migrating through, and she's super aggressive. They're all fussing. She's not letting any of the local black-chinned hummingbirds come to the feeder. There she is, rufous hummingbird. She's got a little bit of a orange-brown color to her. There's the car at the bottom of the hill, and we're making our way up into this canyon. Hey there, Mr. Lizard. There's a tailing pile. Oh, I see it's flagged. Look at some of these crystals I found in there.
Oh yeah, they're real pretty. Yeah, that's a pretty crystal.
Yeah, I could see a door to an old mine. It had an outhouse door on it.
Well, let's go look at it.
It's right in this canyon. Right there.
I wonder if that's cinnabar right there.
Sure's kind of a red color to it.
Yeah.
Sparkly.
Very sparkly.
A real rugged little canyon. There's some chrysocolla. That's one of my favorites. So we just came from that mine and that gully wash, and there's one right next to it we're gonna check out. Look at this vein of like a yellow-green color. Maybe there was something in there that they dug out. Here's the shards from it. It's fairly brittle, as you can see. Interesting. Huh. I'm not sure if I can get across this right here. I think I'm gonna try a different route. Many, many years ago, there were more desert bighorn sheep in Nevada. And actually, all the cattle and the sheep and the wild horses particularly compete for the water in the watering holes. So once the horses became wild in here, it was a little bit harder for the bighorn sheep. Here's a piece of that yellow rock that's washed in the creek bed. I wonder if it came from that spot on the side of the hill. See, it's that same yellowy green color. Interesting. I'm heading up to this other dump pile with these tailing pile diggings up here. That's down where that hole in the side of the hill was. We're gonna continue up this. Fairly steep. I found this piece of copper on the side of the mountain. It's the jacket for a rifle round. It's a full metal jacket, copper rifle round bullet. Here's the mine entrance. Looks like the sign is missing. I'm gonna want to sit here for a minute. Make sure there are not any animals in there. I don't have a light with me. It's a problem today. Not sure how much farther it goes back. Well, since I don't have a light, I'm gonna walk out of here. Well, that generation 100, 120 years ago, they sure were a tough bunch, weren't they?
Oh, they were. They were tiny. They worked really hard, and yeah, they were tough.
That's Chalk Mountain, 5,322 feet. It's just peppered with all kinds of old mines. Seem to be on all sides, actually. We were on this side facing the road towards the Dixie Valley. Every place you see a small pile, a dump pile, that's where an old mine was at. It's like 120 years ago, they just dug up this whole country, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. There's holes everywhere.
Holes everywhere. That's a lot of earth to move. That's
Yeah,
just
it is.
amazing. Well, everybody, we did our best to get to Wonder, Nevada, and we got about halfway there, 6 miles, and then the road was washed out. So we turned around and went to Chalk Mountain, had our lunch, and it was really interesting investigating Chalk Mountain, all the different abandoned mines we found and all the different minerals and different things. And it was such a gorgeous view, and we had a great day anyway, didn't we?
Yeah, it was fun. Well, we'll see you next time.
Kelly found this old jail. She heard a little bit of news through the grapevine about it. Pretty solid.
Yeah, you can't even open it.
Man, that looks hot. It only has a few air holes on the top.
Yeah.
Woo! Look at the big key on it.
It's probably privately owned.
Mm-hmm. Probably privately owned. Wouldn't want to be incarcerated in that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Especially on a hot desert day. Woo!